There we go. We're back.
Oh, that's your cheat up.
Yeah, I've just never been of the mindset to not or to cheat up every time.
Yeah,
I've just never been in that mindset.
it's you want to make sure like the general rule of cheating up, right? And it varies based on how your team wants to play. Generally, like this person cheats up, this person goes for boost. If you're right here, you go for boost, or rather not that way. You go this way because he's on kickoff right here. You basically want to play for behind the kickoff, so his loss back here. Because he's playing for anything that's winning and also maybe winning to the right or something, or basically goes that way. And even a win on the left, like he'd go for it. But it also depends on your recovery, right? And his as well. So, you know, but yeah, mainly he'd go for boosts and you go up and go for the cheat, play for the win. If he gets a good recovery, that needs to be calmed. But otherwise, you want to play for that win. Because even then, like, if you take your time here and he gets that bad touch, like, you could probably go for a nice shot on net. Sanger, J-Bro is too slow. Uh-oh. Oh, man. That's tough. No communication. I can tell that wasn't calmed. And there was no patience here. You grabbed the 100, you might as well just stay right here and give yourself time to react to this ball, Octane. And Alex, let's see your point of view here. Honestly, just get yourself. You see how this field has a nice little dotted lines going around? That's literally the rotation route. So, plus or minus some pixels to the right because you want to get some pads too. But basically, as you can see, this dotted lines, that's literally on the pads. And with this right here, like following the arc, you get those 3 pads, and then even going up, you start the arc going up. Just basically, these are rotation lines. So by default, if you're on this one, you should yourself over just a little bit. Right here. That's a miss. Cool. Maybe we go for a demo on him. So that Octane can maybe take his time and read this play and get us all the way forward. Because then if you take him out, all he has to do is get it over J-Bro, who is already
Octane should have
flipping.
stayed on this ball the whole time.
Octane should have taken his time. There's no reason to push forward on this.
Why would he not just taken the boost and rotated out?
So because the ball is currently in play right here, it's not worth it for him to rotate out all the way. So right here, right? Realistically, Octane should have grabbed this boost and pushed forward. Played for this touch and went for this ball, right? That's realistically he should have been playing for that. But since it's a little lower rank, I mean, he's not as comfortable. Where does he go? Where is he? Octane point of view. So yeah, he turns away, but I don't know what he's turning away from.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of turning around like that, since he did turn around, why would he not just rotate out?
He's at 100 boost. So here's the thing, right? Currently, that ball is on their side of the field. To put it easier, so we divide the field up right here, where this line is right here, and this line is right here. So this blue dotted line, this orange dotted line. If that ball comes across the field and it's on this side of the field right here, you're on defense. If it's right here, you're kind of in the conversion zone. But if it's over here, you're on offense. So why would he rotate all the way back here if all the offense is happening right here, right?
He took too long, and Alex is already there. He should see Alex in his perspective. I mean,
We're on,
he did a turnaround.
but think about it, right? So he rotates back like this, right? And Alex goes for this and misses, or maybe even turns away, and J-Bro gets a touch forward. If he is back here, well, now you're putting yourself on defense on purpose. Now you don't have any pressure. This is where the pressure part of the play comes into. When it comes to keeping up pressure, it's not about having to do the full rotation back. You don't have to full rotate back because the ball is still in play on their side of the field. You guys have the offensive pressure because they're in defense right now, fighting for that ball to get out. In order to keep the offensive pressure going, Octane needed to either go for this already, or if he played back, which actually this turns out to be one of the better choices to make. He waits right here. He puts himself in his third ban and just waits. Alex, you go. Alex goes for this ball. Maybe he gets a touch forward and sends it to you, Tyler. Or Alex turns away for some reason, and now Octane actually has a, or even Octane could call this play because, well, that ball is actually coming straight for him if he stops right here. So, Alex, you would end up just going ahead and playing third man. And
So I think that's what happened. I think I was going out to be first man, and then he said I'm on it, and so I turned back.
so he calmed that he had this ball.
I believe so.
Okay, that would be the information I did not have.
So
Okay.
I was pushing up to be first man, and then I turned
'Cause
away.
you know he's coming back, yeah. Here's the thing, right? If your goal is to play this ball, when did he comment?
No clue, man. We didn't.
I think right after it hits the corner. I think he
That-
says right here, this is mine.
So, Alex, if your goal is to play this ball, right? You know he went for that boost. You have plenty of boost. You start using boost right here. Boost yourself forward and get yourself faster. So now you're ahead of him. Because if we look at his POV, here's information you don't have, Alex. And this is why he called it off. Because you didn't say anything about you having this next play. Maybe you didn't say it fast enough. He rotates out like this. Tyler's in his POV. Okay, he turns in.
Never sees him.
Yeah, he never saw you at all. So because you didn't make your presence known faster, you're by default playing behind him. And it's kind of funny to think of it like that because right here, he rotates out like that, and it looks on your side, you see him rotating back, but what doesn't happen is nobody communicates they're going forward. Nobody communicates their first. Nobody says I'm on until the play starts to happen. The communication that you're on the ball needs to happen before that play starts formulating. Because if you're planning on reading that ball first, you need to make that very clear to your teammate. Because if you don't, that's gonna happen. Calls you off, and now look over his head. So I think if you call him off first before he even thinks about it, which right where are you at? Right here. Which right here, you see him turn. I'm going. The moment you see him turning away, you know he's going behind you. I got. And start using your boost and getting yourself there as fast as possible. That's literally the easiest way to get out of this situation. I mean, you know, it's just unfortunate he turns up like this, but this is a comm issue. This is less of turning up like this. It's more of a comm issue because you're on offense. You want to keep offensive pressure. In order to do that, you need to make sure you're communicating and not doing that. Yeah. Does that make sense for that?
Yeah.
Because now, because no one communicated properly, you're on defense. And Tyler, you're cutting way too far in. Really quickly. But on the flip, Octane, you should have went back behind. So if Tyler does cut like that, well, Alex is playing for his loss, and you'd be playing for Alex's loss. Or vice versa, Tyler does get the hit. Now you're playing for this win. You immediately convert to going from back post here to going like this because that ball's a win now, and now you have first chance of position faster.
Can you play that back? Because I don't know why I wasn't watching me when I went for this ball.
Okay.
Like on your screen.
Yeah. So wait, who hit this ball right? Oh my god, I gotta go.
I
all the
think
way
I
back.
hit it.
Okay, so where are you here? So you're all the way on this far right side. So now let's talk about your positioning on this part of the play. So your first thought is he hits it off this wall, and you're thinking of playing this ball next, which is fine. You're expecting to play for this ball. You know Octane's a little weird. He's going for that boost, but you know that for sure that ball is coming to the right side. You're covering that side. That's good. He hits that ball to the side, but you're hesitating. You're immediately hesitating, and that's kind of what makes this part a little hard for you. Because you turn to the right. So now you're second guessing. You're not sure. Okay. The moment you realize you're not sure, that's when you got to make that conscious decision. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and rotate out and rotate back so I can go behind my next teammate. Because we know for a fact that this rotation on your side of the field is gonna go like this, in this direction. So in order to keep this rotation proper and keep it going the way it should, let's go ahead and make sure we're rotating in a similar direction, so that way we can make sure we're still going behind them and covering for them. So that way the rotation stays, and if something happens and the ball goes the other direction, then that's kind of where everybody needs to kind of it'll eventually fall into place. But the more you start rotating behind each other, the more you'll start understanding how to rotate when post flips, when stuff happens in the someone just ends up being a little bit closer and a little better position, and then calming and stuff like that. But it's literally just about how well you can cover for your teammates' loss, and that's for everybody. So you cover for their loss, and Octane is going to go covering for your loss. So if Octane's covered for your loss, well, someone needs to cover for Octane's loss. So Alex, you cover for his loss, or say he gets a win, and you're playing for a win. Well, now you're playing for a win. He's putting forward. Welcome back, Jessica. And now you're just playing for their loss, and so forth. Like there's so much dynamic to it that uh, if as long as you play for the loss here, it makes it a lot easier for you to make it easier for your teammates to it makes you trust them a little bit more because you're putting yourself in a spot that makes sense rotationally, and everybody can kind of get behind and follow. Like it's almost like follow the leader, but it's not because situations happen, of course. But that's where the communication part comes in, and
Yeah.
that's what separates it from like ranked play.
Hey,
I'll watch
Plumato,
them both and not go for the ball, so now
Can-
I wanted to.
Plumato, can you restart your stream? You are cutting out really bad.
He's good for me.
Maybe your internet went out a little bit, or
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's clean for me.
okay, cool. Maybe it is. It sounds cleaner now.
okay.
I would say like when you're drawing a bunch, we lose some pixels, but that's it. That's to be expected from a
Okay.
Discord stream.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Well, Mr. Robotnik's over here for a minute. It's all better now.
Uh, is it fine for you now, Alex? Or
Yeah.
It's actually clear.
Crystal.
okay, nice. Okay. So honestly, in this scenario right here, that's just kind of where Octane needs to play behind you. He needs to dip on this ball because there's not much he can do. You're playing that first man, so Alex is playing for your loss. So this in itself is fine. Octane just needs to go back. He needs to go behind you guys. So nice, good 50. Okay, so this is a good example of playing for the loss and committing to it. And Tyler, this is an example of you playing it well. Uh, you pushed a little too far up here. That's fine, as you realize that and you're staying back. But right here, you know for a fact if he's pushing it here and there's only one guy and if he saves it, you're ready to play for it here. You're ready to play for the loss immediately. You're putting yourself in a spot to play for that. And Alex, you're doing a good job. Rotate out and get behind Tyler. But yeah, you play for that loss immediately and almost scored from it, which is fine. Like, or that it was a good go. Like, just showing you where you are doing things correctly.
Something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And kind of the decision on the point of view here.
I see him
Get them
still
going
there,
on.
so I let him go because I figure he doesn't see me.
And that was good patience too, because you're letting them bring the ball to you, and you know they're going to create a gap immediately because they have to.
Mhm.
So yeah, good eye on that. Let's see. I think this, Alex, you could be aggressive here. Reason being, so Octane goes right. He gets that boost. Instead of flipping here and landing awkward, so since you're playing a second man, you want to make sure you're going straight for that ball, right? He misses and that ball's over your head. Okay, well you're already rotating on these pads right here, and then as you're coming back around and just following pads, you can immediately turn in a little bit faster and be there a little bit sooner. just because you're naturally rotating and you'll have boost, and you can just honestly make that cut really quick. It'll be a little awkward at first, but that is a cut you can make if you want to be aggressive and keep pressure. And that way, Octane, while he's coming out, he has 100 boost because you think he just took this one, so he could easily come back in and counter, and Tyler can play for the loss.
Got it.
But it almost worked out anyway. That was a good patience from that. Because this is the other side. Maybe stick a little bit more to the pads just to make sure you're not draining all your boost. But yeah, it was really close. Okay. The only reason this play works out is because Octane goes here. That's the only reason that you're not burned immediately. Otherwise, you want to rotate to the right and look for a bump on him.
Right. Would have kept pressure so he had an opening. Yeah.
Yeah. And then depending on how everybody recovers from that can determine the outcome of the next play, but it would have definitely gotten rid of this component to this play. It made it easier for Tyler to even come in and maybe get a play on it. Because J-Bro wouldn't even be there. There we go. There we go. Let's see.
I had no boost and I faked it right here.
Yeah. Oh, you landed on him actually. Even better. That was good. That was good patience after the fact too. At least giving time for the play to develop. You got a bump on him. You saw him get the ball forward, so you know for a fact if Truffle goes for this and he misses, you can score it because you're being patient. And
Yeah, great
actually,
bump there.
yeah, Strat did a really good bump there. Good job, Alex.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do a lot of the time. And from this point of view, let's see. If you did that, immediately go for the bump. Yep. Normally, you don't want to do a bump like this where you landed the net, but in this scenario, this is one of those scenarios where you're 100% getting that bump, and that bump means a goal every day of the week. And this is exactly that kind of scenario.
Yeah, normally you don't like.
Right. Because you don't want to land in
You
that
can
net and be
turn.
out of position, but for what was going on, as long as Octane is playing for loss, which he is, he's playing third man, this play is completely fine. You can be aggressive like this, especially because you're down and you want to you want to get back quickly. This is a really good counterplay. Making sure you're closing the distance, keeping space close, and making it easy for each other to be able to score. So good job on that, Octane, playing defense there. Playing third man rather. Ooh. Okay, let me look at this
Yeah,
from a
I
different
started
angle.
on that one and I could have had it. I
Okay,
saw him up
let's
and
start
let
from
him go.
kickoff. So Alex definitely want to be cheating up here. That ball's over to the left side. That's when you branch off. You want to use your boost for the ball. You don't care about taking this boost. You care about getting possession of the ball first and creating pressure as soon as possible. If you can grab this boost while you're doing that, awesome. But if that boost is out of the way from getting offensive pressure on this ball, don't fall for it. You want to when you're cheating up, you want to go ahead and just grab this pad. You don't want to drain your boost. But you definitely want to do like a if you can speed flip, do it. But otherwise, do a corner flip to get yourself speedy, and then use boost up the wall to go up the wall faster. That way, instead of having sure you have 100 boost here, but look how much distance you have to cover to get to that ball. You had to use a lot of boost just to get to it when you could have already made this clear. While everybody else was, J-Bro's still up. You could have made this clear now. Or even like right here. And J-Bro's still recovering, looking like he's going forward. And look at that. He's going back towards the net like that. Catch him off guard pretty quickly. So
Makes sense.
that way, that's a way to kind of be. That's why you cheat up. You can be there a little bit faster and you can make a play happen quicker. Double commit. No comms going on here.
Yeah,
But
he didn't call me off. I just left it for him.
so he gets a clear forward. Whoa, what is that turn? Let's see. What we do? What are we looking for here? Hold on. Let's go back a little bit.
I think I see Strat taking control up here. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, I can maybe go upfield.
but you can't. Because
But I thought I could.
right. But after what we've learned now, if you're playing for Octane's loss, you're prevented to be playing for a chance to get a nice counterattack too.
Mhm.
Um,
And I
because
do
as long
back
as
off.
you do back off, but you want to start making the conscious decision sooner. You know Octane's gonna go for this next. You want to just immediately already be, instead of right here, you'd already be like right here,
Mhm.
and kind of putting yourself in a better spot. That way, when that clear happens,
Now I'm
hopefully
not
you
directly
wouldn't
under
go
it.
that way. Yeah, you'd be more like right here. You can just go on the back wall. That's where you drive on the back wall. You say, I got. You know, call him off because he should not be going for that. You should already be on this wall right here and get a nice wall save here. That way, Octane's plays low instead of high. Because right now he's got to play for back post. He's got to play for your loss. Because Alex is already committed. He's got to default to playing your loss, and you've got to play first. So that way he'd be right here, and he could easily save this ball. And you, or if you would have gotten that clear here, that'd be even better because then he could just turn in.
Mhm.
So just a couple of different scenarios, outcomes from that, but for sure you definitely wanted to get this ball first, and you would have put yourself in a position preventatively here. Because while right now you're not out of offense yet, he gets that ball forward, and Octane goes forward, but he turns away. He's beat to that ball. You recognize that sooner. Okay, that's a clear to the back wall. Well, let me go on the back wall and take my time, and maybe even try to get a touch on the catch on the ball, and maybe hit it to the corner. Some ideas to give you that I was told. Uh, if you look for this area on the field, when you're doing your clears from defense, well, pretend it's a straight line. But when you're doing your clears on defense, you want to look for these areas of the field when you're clearing the ball because it's the hardest to get scored on from.
Mhm.
So just get more visual when you're clearing balls off the wall and stuff like that. Of course, there are times when you can take it across net, but it's just really situational, and it's unless you're good at controlling the ball, I highly advise against it because it's so easy to get scored on from that. But yeah, so definitely Tyler's back wall stuff, but Octane, you also need to be a little more patient and play for his loss, so you can play for your loss. And Tyler, you would play for Octane's loss, so he could play for your loss after. Yeah. There we go. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Okay. You went. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to
I
back up a
see
little bit.
Strat not on this, so I just try to involve myself again and keep
Okay.
them from clearing it.
So you get the touch forward. I see what happened here already. Okay. So Octane goes for it. He gets his touch forward. And he creates a lot of space. You recognize it, so you go for the ball next. Now, what are you going for exactly? You just use a lot of boost to get yourself in that spot, and now a lot of boost to get a touch on the ball. But where are you going with that ball?
Well, I'd like to shoot.
Yeah, but you just use so much boost to put yourself into that spot. Where instead of boosting on this, you could be just driving, getting pads, and then take your time. Turn
Mhm.
off ball cam, or this is something that can be communicated, right? So we gotta let's see Octane's point of view. He gets that touch. Oh, he could turn up ball cam and look and tell you how much time you have. Or oh, okay, what happened here? Okay. Or this is where Alex, you would tell him, you instead of turning off ball cam here, you would use ball cam to tell Tyler, hey, you have a lot of space. You have a lot of time and space. So that way Tyler, he takes his time with this.
Understood.
And that's where you yeah, that's where you definitely want to because you don't want to you just wasted a lot of boost and you didn't even scan the area to see how much time you had, but a quick comm of you have time and space could easily stop this aerial and allow you to buy yourself more time and to maybe turn off ball cam and kind of see. And then you just keep driving with the play and get ready to maybe go for a shot, maybe go for a catch, Maybe even you go for you jump for the ball when it's a little closer to the ground, use less boost, use less resources. That way, instead of getting this touch that's kind of iffy, and now it's off to the side, and now for some reason Octane is going for it. Unless he's a lot. You remember that guy, the pro player? He ain't getting this. He ain't getting this goal. Unless he's like professionally player, professionally a player. Yeah, he's not getting that. Like that's just the reality of it. And Octane needs to realize that he's beat here. He has nothing here. That touch was just not good enough for a play to formulate that gives the goal. And trying to force offensive pressure here is useless if you're both committed up, and that play puts you out of position. So instead, Octane, maybe play a little more grounded. Maybe play for this. Maybe play for landing on this side and catching it and hitting it to the right. Go for a quick shot. Little bit mechanical, but yeah. That way, you make it easier on yourself, and also while he's giving you space, you abuse the fact that he gave you space. He's respecting it. You abuse the fact that he's respecting it, and then he's not really back yet. You can just shoot it right here for this corner. Catch it and shoot it right here. Bang. But now we're going into this part of it. So originally Octane should have left, but let's see. Your momentum's carrying you this way. You want to rotate out this side. You want
I
to leave the.
wanted to. I just saw them clearing, so I tried to stop that.
Let's see. Point of view. You landed on the back wall, and you turned away. The moment you turned away already, you've already lost the play. You have no boost. There's nothing you can do to salvage this play. So, actually, instead, the way you turned to the left was good. I wouldn't just if that boost isn't there, just I wouldn't even worry about it. Just kind of focus more on getting
Let's
to the
go.
pads. Just focus more on getting on pads and getting your recovery. Converts, that's fine. We can stop this play early because you made a conscious decision to stop being a part of that play. Oh my God, no, Tyler, no! You went for this? Oh no! Oh no! It's not there. Oh, now it's there. Oh no, Tyler. You fell for it. You fell for not only this one, but you fell for this one too. And it wasn't even there. It appeared after you drove past it, but that doesn't matter because look at all this line that you go versus if you were already going this way on the same amount of boost, which is 0. But actually, it wouldn't be because you'd be getting pads and you can use a little bit, feather it, and make your way back and be ready for the save. Or actually, you went like out to here.
And that was just where they
That's a
scored whenever I
long
made the
way.
mid boost.
You got punished really hard. That's what that was. Where'd it go? Okay, there we go. Yeah, and then okay, let's see on this side of things. Okay, Alex, what are we looking for? What are we looking for here?
I'm looking to see when one of them comes out, I'm gonna come in.
Okay. Well, what are we looking for here?
Right here, it looks like one or both of them are gonna back off, and so I'm just trying to keep pressure.
So what if I told you you being right here is only pressure on yourself, and you being here is pressure on them?
Make sense?
It looks like, in my perspective, that this guy, this first blue guy, is going to get the ball. He's going to beat both Tyler and Octane, and then Alex is going to be stuck to defend against 2 blue guys.
Here's the thing, Alex. You're last man back. Your goal is no longer to be this offensive player. If you want to keep your team on offense, you got to do it from here. He gets a bad touch. That's fine. You still have 2 teammates up. You have to resist. Stay disciplined. Resist. Wait for J-Bro's clear. He gets this clear over. Look at that. Free ball to you. Look at all the space. Bang. Ball's now on offense. Still. He hits it back, but you hit it back early because you stay patient. You let him bring the ball to you, and now look. You hit it forward. You buy him time to get back. You allow him to do whatever he's doing and
Make
get
his
this mid
6-year
boost.
rotation.
Yeah, and it just makes it a lot easier on your whole team by playing last man back as a patient third man. Because even if your teammates are making mistakes and double coming in the corner, it's only going to get worse if you continue to go into the corner like that with them. Because now it's kind of a triple commit. All 3 of you overextended. Because now, look, when you go, look how many players are up here. This is kind of where spacing comes in, and Alex, where you put yourself in a spot where your teammates all were. That's where you kind of made a mistake on the spacing on that.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep it tighter. My instinct is to stay midfield, but I didn't want to do that and put them in a position where they lost pressure.
And that's a bad habit. And that's a bad habit. Because you have to understand, you being in midfield, by playing offensive third man, and offensive third man is sitting right here, staying in this little area between these pads and all that stuff, this general area. As long as you stay right here, you're staying offensive. Because right now, that ball is still on their side of the field. Yeah, a goal would be nice, but keeping offensive pressure is even better. So you just put yourself here. You let you gotta wait for your teammates to get out. And this is kind of where you have to rotate as fast as your slowest player. In this sense, both of your teammates are being slow at rotating, so you have to make sure you're compensating for that by being patient and letting the opponents bring the ball to you.
Understood. In my mind, if you look at the space between their 2 cars and the space of my car, it looked like I was the slowest rotator, and I didn't want to let them down by being too far away.
Now you're just putting emotions into it that you don't need to put into it because you have to stop thinking about, oh well, they might not think I'm fast enough. If you're making the decision to go in and you're missing, well, now you're just looking like a fool. But if you take your time and you sit right here and you give your teammates time to get back and you play as a team rather than thinking, oh, they probably think I'm a piece of shit. Like you're never gonna continue going forward. Like don't worry about what they think of you because look at them right now. You're being the better player by not committing. Because right now both of them are in the corner, right? So if you put yourself in the corner with them, what's gonna happen? It's gonna convert pretty easily and they're gonna get a free goal. So
You gotta understand, last season did a number on me because we were playing with GC2s, and I just felt like I could not keep up with them at all. Like I felt like every tactical play I tried to do wouldn't work, and they would say I wasn't fast enough, or I wasn't going for things enough, or this or that. And when I was like,
and
rotationally, I know where I'm supposed to fucking be, and you know what I mean?
They really
uh,
were not nice about it at all.
and they're not the players you want to play with. Like you're so it it comes down to decisions like this, right? You're making this decision because you think you have to play so fast. Being up here and trying to be at the ball first is not playing fast. Making a decision to be right here and let them bring the ball to you is playing fast. Made this decision already. I'm gonna play for this. I'm gonna play for a clear that happens because I know for a fact my teammates maybe not, won't back out of here, or maybe they want to try to keep. They're trying to keep pressure themselves. Maybe there's no one communicating. Well, if that's the case, you still need to play the third man role no matter what. You're the last line of defense. No matter how you look at it, you're just the last line of defense. So you want to make sure you're playing for that. And this is your ball, and you would just take it forward.
I also guess that I'm a little worried that leaving that much space, if I were on that, so if you go to that boost pad right in the circle, no, to the left, the one that you want me to stand on, that one. If you go
Yeah.
there, let's say one of them pulls off a really sick wall flip reset, or they get a nice bounce and it goes over my
Are you-
head,
Are you saying one of them takes it up the wall? For
takes up the
example.
wall, or does something super mechanical that I can't half flip and shadow fast enough. I think that was also a fear of mine coming into that play, and that was another reason
Here's
I
the
tried to
thing,
keep
right?
that
You're
distance.
you're playing you're playing for the loss of both of them because they're both in the corner, right? You're playing for your offensive third man position. if he goes from this side of the field and tries to go for like a mechanical play, then that's when you want to make sure you're just rotating out to the right and you're playing for that mechanical play. But if you slow down and you take a look real quick, you can just tell based on how they're moving. He's not playing slow. He's not going to play this very slow because let's see. Because Octane's currently turning for that. He knows he only jumps for this like this because he knows if he beats you, it's a win because you're the last player of defense. So he's a lot closer to that ball than you thought he was, I think. Because look at that. Because he was a lot closer to that ball than you thought. So even if you wanted to play a little bit more forward, right? Let's say you did want to play a little bit forward, you could start sideways like this.
My instinct was to go to the left of the diamond or to go back. That was my instinct. But I pushed up thinking that I needed to close that distance.
You got to make sure that if your teammate's up here and your teammate's up here, you
Just stay back.
you just cannot close the distance. You just
Yeah.
literally can't.
Got it.
Unless that ball is going right to you, you cannot close that distance. And with the ball being as slow as it was, there's nothing to close here. He's just gonna beat you no matter what. What you could do is if you really wanted to bait him out like that, you could fake challenge him. Go in, stay grounded, and turn away.
Okay.
That way he hits away, and then you put yourself in a position to maybe even play this a little safer. You can get a touch towards your backside, and you can play for boost and buy your teammates time to get back.
Makes
You
sense.
immediately convert to defense this way, but you're at least doing a different initiative, and you're buying him time. You're buying him time, and that's the biggest part is buying your teammates time.
Got it.
I'd say if you're concerned about the like super mechanical play on that is you didn't give up the mechanical play, but they got a layup. They didn't get a 3-pointer. They got a layup.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can't expect them to just have a mechanical. This is the major league. This isn't Premier League. This is Major League. And J-Bro is in majors for a reason, okay? Robot rotator. That's what he said to me, you know that? He said, I don't want to be a robot rotator.
It's about consistency, man.
Yeah. It's honestly it boils down to almost every play, every rotation, it comes down to how well you can play behind your teammate, right? How well you can cover for your teammate. When it comes to threes, there's a lot more opportunity to play for a win and have another teammate play for a loss. And it just depends on spacing and how close you guys stay to each other and also how much you communicate. Because that's not communicated at all. You wait, okay. What are we looking for here? This is kind of exactly that same thing that just happened. You're trying to play immediately for a win that's not coming your way, and you still have two teammates up on the field. You just gotta make sure you're playing for that loss. If you're driving this way, you can play this on the wall and play for his next touch and get a nice clear early. That would be a fast decision and a fast play. Trying to go for an immediate pass to the center while two teammates are up like that, especially when you're down by two, yeah, you can assume that you feel like you need to push early and get goals early, but the reality of it is you have 2 minutes and 38 seconds. You have plenty of time to formulate plays. You don't need to keep forcing this play to happen. You can just let it, pass out to you. You can play for that. That's your goal, and then you keep offensive pressure going.
Understood.
Instead of getting a unfortunate rotation here, but yeah, oof. That's not communicated at all. Okay, I'm okay with that, and reason being is you got a 50 on him, and that ball's favorable this way. You're playing for a win on this, and Tyler, you're staying here for the loss. So, or rather, you wouldn't be pushing out like that. Realistically, you want to be like right here, back post. But either way, however you drove ended up working out, and you got a nice, easy clear in the ball. I mean, I feel like
Didn't
that could
make
have
a good
been a
clear,
little
but
more. You at least bought some time for your teammates,
yeah.
and that's the
Ideally,
important part,
that's
I guess.
back at Octane over there on the side,
Right.
but I didn't make that good play. I
It's
see
mainly
that,
this
but I
right
don't
here.
make that play.
It's mainly because of this right here.
Yeah,
That-
I see Octane there, so I turn back.
And that's the thing. Like your priorities, you're immediately thinking about how you want to go for this immediately. You're not thinking about where your teammates are and how you can play and support them.
Mhm.
Playing a supportive role is like you see your teammates are up, and let me see right here. And for a dodge on the demo, Octane is there. You can see him run across your screen. That's fine. You know both teammates are in front of you. It's making that conscious decision to recognize it quickly and make a quick decision to go, okay, well then I'll just go back post. He gets that touch forward. Well, guess what? Now I could be there faster because I was patient and I
I
put
don't have
myself
to
in
be
a spot.
awkward and hit it left.
Right.
I could have kept it right the way I wanted.
Yep. Yeah, you would have hit it directly to Octane like you wanted, or even to Alex as a secondary option.
Yeah, just
But either
that
way, you
way.
hit it
But
to
either way, I did buy time
yeah. But you could have bought time in a much
and
more
gone on
effective way.
offense.
Right. Uh-oh. What are we playing for here, Alex?
I thought that Octane was going to come back to back post, and so I thought it was my turn to go.
So, okay. So, we have to formulate the prediction here. And this is based on just, watching the play, reading it, and starting to apply what you know for based on knowledge. So, you got that 50, you see Octane going for it. He's now in front of you. So, Tyler goes for it. He is now uh, he's now in front of you too because he's going for the ball first. That means the Octane is behind you, but he's not behind you. He's behind you, ahead of you. So based on your camera point of view, yeah, he's behind you, but that's because he's in front of you to your right. So that means that nobody's cutting. That means nobody's covering net. So the first instinct here should be to focus on covering the net first, while buying time for him to get back first. Because if it so happens that because of his positioning being so far up, he gets a good 50 here, a good clear, he can recover this and play it offensive, or he gets Tyler gets the loss here. And as you see, a lot of this is coming back to the playing for the win, playing for the loss. You want to play default for loss because you know your teammates ahead of you. So you want him to just default to playing for a win, but not directly. And this is where it gets kind of weird, right? Or Octane, you definitely want to focus on rotating yourself back to get behind Alex while he's here. And Alex, of course, this play ends up being a loss. So naturally, you would have already been here, and you would have already been going for this ball. Where Octane, you would end up rotating behind Alex. Alex has a free touch, maybe a dribble, maybe a hit to the side up to Tyler. Uh, even though Tyler turned around in that case, Tyler, even though you're right here, you just want to make sure you're getting out of the way if he's getting a clear in this direction, or if he gets a clear in this direction, that's fine too. But this way, you're preventatively playing for each other's loss. So while he's going up right here, I see he sees that ball's a loss. So Octane, definitely you want to play for behind Alex. Yeah, something, Tyler?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I just heard a noise from your mic.
Oh, it might be my fiance. She's next to me on her
Oh, okay,
computer.
okay. Yeah, because the last thing you want is this kind of congestion. So the biggest thing to think about, Alex, is less about being offensive and more about getting to that offensive point. Because right now you're on defense. No matter how you look at it, until that ball goes past that midfield line, you're on defense. And
Right.
while it's still in this kind of gray conversion area, right now there's still nobody covering for the net, and they have 1, 2, 3 in the same area. Realistically, Jbro could easily turn in, and he gets a win on the 50. He could probably turn in and try and go for a shot on the net. Now, that's kind of exactly what he does, but thankfully, I guess Octane challenges it there based on his position that worked out. Even though this 50 shouldn't have happened, but we're here now, so. Uh-oh. What are we playing for here? Let's see. Let's find where this knowledge is. So, 1, 2. You see 3 is back. So now you see 1, 2. You know 1 could be going for the ball, while another is going for the ball here. So you did try to play for the 50, but this is where you have to remember there's a third player on their side of the field, or rather on their team, and that's where this guy comes in, and you have to think about it. And that's the hard part, is remembering how there's a lot of people on the field and remembering that he's here in a position to where he can go. Which
I think in my mind I was closer to the ball than Tyler was, and nobody was on net. And so I wanted to go up
it's
and try to beat the third person to the ball to give Tyler space to get back to the net.
but the thing to think about too is how high up that ball is and how much speed you need to get to it. You are getting dusted to the ball if he's carried momentum with him, and plus he's a 100 boost actually. But I mean, not that you would know that, but you can
Actually,
assume
you
that
do
if
see
he's
him take the
going,
mid boost.
oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. It's true. Yeah, it's not directly like on the point of view. Let's see. It's information that maybe Octane can give. Like, so he sees him take that boost, and he goes for this 50 here. Right here. Let's see. I think that's a comm that the Octane says, maybe that oh, he's up. But at the same time, you just need to make sure you're being more aware of what's around you on the field. And this is where, instead of just keeping your eyes on the ball and watching the ball only, you turn off ball cam for a second and look as you're landing. If you turn off ball cam, you can see he's jumping, and know that you're immediately beat. You can just immediately start rotating out and get behind Tyler. Play for his
Right.
loss. That way, instead of wasting a lot of boosts going up for that, you had 87 before, now you're at 28. That was 60 boost gone. Uh, so definitely a waste of resources, but that's alright. Regain. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, he won the 50 in the corner, and they were both up trying to take our corner.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That was a good play. I like that. So, let's see. Yeah, you went on kickoff. You won the kickoff. Yeah, this is good. This is a great recovery and a great go, because you know you can go again. Because I mean, what are you losing from going, right?
Yeah,
Like
there's nothing. Like, I know my
you're
teammates not
getting a
making
bump,
that. No matter where they are, they're not making it to that ball before I am.
right?
And I
And
know they're doubled for it.
Octane definitely. It looks like he definitely called this one. I can tell because Alex, you definitely turned away. So
He
good on
didn't
you
call it.
to. No.
No, I remember that play. He didn't call it. He just went,
Oh,
which he sees him, so.
yeah. So yeah, okay, works out. What does he see? Yeah. That's definitely his ball. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
He's already going straight at where it's going to land before it even goes up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's definitely something that he should definitely call, but it is what it is. Back in it, back in it. Oh, okay, you get bumped. Recover from the bump. Okay. That's just kind of a miscommunication thing then. Because Tyler, if you're playing for high, you need to make sure that's communicated so that
Mhm.
Alex can stay low. But even then, I think you maybe went too high up for it. But you definitely want to be lower than the ball. Like you want to maybe put yourself like right there, and
I
just
think
kind
he's
of wait.
passing backboard, not doing that, like above
Well,
the
no,
net.
no, well, what I'm saying is because if he hits it up high, that's fine. You have boost. You boost up.
Mhm.
You can't boost down. So if it's below you and it's like, but it's still on the back wall, because it's still back wall here, and it's still above the net, so it's still high. You want to make sure you're putting yourself like in a position to where all you have to do to get to the ball is go up, and doing it with the least amount of resources possible. So yeah, you just put yourself on the wall. If you're reading that he's hitting it over here, then you let him hit it there, and then you stay on the wall down a little lower. So that way, if he hits it high, okay, cool, go up. If he hits
Okay.
it low enough, okay, cool. I'm already right here. Take my time. Free touch. Uh-oh. Let's see. So he's going for it. You're pushing second. Okay. You backed off because it was a loss. You're playing for the next. Okay. I see what's going on here. This is kind of going back to like just rotating a little too quickly and not giving yourself enough time, and also you definitely didn't have a lot of boost. Yeah, you're just putting yourself into the play a little too quickly. If you take your time here, I think you're fine to go for it a little later. But you definitely want to make sure you're playing to what you're.
I thought he was gonna hit it, so I was trying to play to his hit. I wasn't hitting where the ball was.
Right. And something to remember is you can play like you can just exist on the field and you're still pressuring. Because look, he's missing that. He was missing that from the start actually. But just by you driving towards it, he probably thought he had to panic. So if you don't even jump here and you just tap the boost a little bit, then maybe still with his perspective, he thinks he has to overcompensate, and you can take your time to get that ball. Because from his point of view, he was already missing. Yeah, because nobody really paid attention to you, and I don't think anybody was even watching you here. So if you take your time here, you can definitely just catch that ball and honestly
Yeah, I
just
would have had
dribble
an
it straight
easy
to the
goal.
net.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, that's where you want to stay patient. Take your time. Not everything has to be rushed at. If you take your time and formulate it, it'll get you more goals. For sure. Or even more saves. Nice. Well, I really gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
Then in front of like wide around the ball. He definitely wants to play more shadow.
And I can tell he definitely has like a twos thing in him, but we've already discussed that, so
Yeah.
Oh, we were just talking while you were gone.
yeah, I know.
No, I could have cut that sooner so I could have been there faster. So I had more room to play with instead of getting all that
Hold
last
on.
minute.
So it goes back to here. Okay, all three of you are pushing, but Tyler, that's oh no. I see. I see. Okay, hold on. He rotates ball side. So because Alex gets a 50 here. Honestly, Tyler, you want to make sure you're playing for a loss scenario. Octane gets a hit across. You want to make sure you're just ready for a loss scenario, which could be him cutting in and trying to go for a shot here. Octane keeps control of it, so we know that we can go ahead and start making our cut early to get ready to play for this ball. Pressing the arrow button. And we can go ahead and collect this ball in the corner if you want, and even take our time here. So that would be end up your ball, Tyler, instead of Alex's in that situation. Based on just general rotation here. But because you rotated front post, you made it a little awkward. Now you have to compensate for that and realize, okay, I just made my teammates pretty awkward. The easiest way to get out of this is just go behind Alex. Play for his loss. Because you
Yeah.
already know the fact that Octane's gonna force this ball to go to this side of the field. So Alex already having momentum going forward. Definitely just play behind him. Let him go for that. He
Yeah,
gets
the
a push
reason I
forward.
goes, I feel like I want to keep the ball on that side and not let him cross it.
And I understand that, but he's kind of already made up his mind, right? So you have to think about it too, right? He
Mhm.
gets this 50. Alex gets this 50 here. It's a stalemate. You're all the way over here, and Octane is already right here. What do you think is gonna happen, right? Octane's gonna go for this ball because he's closer.
Mhm.
So, and that's fine. Honestly, like that's completely fine as long as he keeps control of it. So, to compensate for that, you just go ahead and go back post and let him make this funny looking play because you're not beating him to that ball, and he's definitely gonna go for that ball. He does not give a shit. So you want to definitely just play for the other outcome of it, and if you can read that this is gonna happen, he's gonna get 50, and it's definitely gonna go to the right side. You can play for that earlier, and you can actually turn in right here and play for it sooner. Or if you know it's going to the corner, even like you can go in there, or give yourself some time and just rotate around and be ready front post because you know the post is gonna flip. So you put yourself in, give yourself time, watch that ball go, and stay right here. Alex, you would come in and you'd stay back post, and that way Tyler can have a solo play here because there's a lot of space, and just hitting the ball forward isn't gonna be a great utilization of it. But Tyler, how's your solo play skills like on the ground?
On the ground,
Yeah.
solid.
Okay. So what I want you to do is, with you being in this position instead of Alex, you would read this ball first. You would want to just go ahead and take a dribble, and you have one defender because right now he's getting bumped by your teammate, and this is the only guy they got to get. So if you can beat him in a 1v1 scenario, you just scored another goal. So yeah, that's basically the best way to come out of this and make sure you're not making this triangle happen because realistically, you should have been scored on here. You should have gotten immediately punished. But it's a major, so they
I
definitely did
bumped
not
him,
score.
and he still was able to stay in the play.
Yeah. Oh, because I think you don't bump him here. He has a different play in mind. Because let's look at what he's seeing. He just got 100 boost.
He wants to
He
go
has ball
upfield.
possession. He has ball possession. But look, he can't make a play out of this. But look at this.
Everything in
He's
front.
he's
Yeah.
turning away.
He's
He's
turning
turned
away.
away. And he's going this way.
He's not a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
If you guys take yourselves out of this situation here, I think Octane has a solo play.
And if not, he's at least got it downfield.
Right. He's putting the pressure. So right here, Alex, you got this 50. You want to think about your way out next, and you have 32 boost. You want to think about your landing and trying to get out as soon as possible because you want to make it as clear for him to make a play. Whether you know what kind of play he's making or not, you just want to make sure as you're landing, you're formulating how you're landing. So when you're in the air right here, you're thinking about your landing as in, okay, I want to land facing this direction. So I'm gonna try to cancel my flip or hold it down, maybe hold arrow so I can land on my four wheels. Or when you finish the flip all the way, you're holding right or even left. Um, I'd, I would say left on this scenario, especially if he's coming around this way. Because if his goal is to go this way, the easiest way to get out of his way is to go this way. So you want to land pointing this way, and then we drive out this way. And Tyler, realistically, you'd be right here, so it'd make it easier for Alex to drive out of the way. Or if you turn to the right and drive this way, that also helps. Either way, you want to drive away from the play that's happening. And honestly, Alex, you want to just go ahead and play behind Tyler next. Because you want Tyler to be able to go for this next ball and you want to kind of recover. So I definitely think a solo play was about to happen, but he wasn't able to take the opportunity because of the bump.
Hmm.
Also, Alex, dude, you were practicing your dribble melee. Look, check this out. Okay, do you slow down and take your time? Oh no, you ran out of boost. What happened? You got 32. Oh no, you missed one pad, two pad, and then you used all 32 to get to that. Oh no. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Bump here. Two go. Okay. Oh no. so hard to give information on this because nobody's looking at everybody. You know what I mean? So there needs to be somebody to give information about how much time is being had. And right here, Tyler, this cut inwards, it made it really hard for that to be a communicated thing. Because you're stopping, you're trying to play for that aggressive play, but honestly, Alex has a little bit better of a angle to go. Plus, the position he was already in prior puts him in a good spot to go for this. I would say Alex, maybe go for this pad if your goal is to go for that. Might make it a little bit more exaggerated that you're next. But also just communication. I got. You don't have to say I'm going for ball and doing this and I'm doing this. I got. Make it simple. Keep it simple. Um, I got gets the point across, and honestly, should just tell you, Tyler, the moment you hear that, I'm playing for loss. It does not matter if you feel like you had the better play there. It matters on how you're listening to comms and how you're receiving them, because this is the information that you have, right? You have the information that you don't see Alex right now, and you see the ball going this way. But now you have information that Alex is here. Whereas in Alex's point of view, the information that he has is, well, this got bumped and you got bumped here. Now he has momentum already and you still don't have momentum yet. So on his point of view, Alex, that's where you say I got, because you're the faster to recover on that play.
Yeah, I didn't think he could get it because he just had that 50. I thought that's all he had.
And that's where it's communicated. I still have 32. I can go. All right, I can play next. Or even when this happens, I got. That way it's communicated that no matter what, you know he's going for it and you can just immediately play for a loss. But even then, while you're playing for that loss, here's the biggest part. You play for the loss here, you go back. You have space. You have time and space. That's a huge combo right there. That way, instead of Alex wasting all 32 boosts to get a clear that kind of goes right back to them, instead he can just take his time. He has 32 boost. He can make it last down the field, depending on how he's able to use it. But that keeps the ball close to him, keeps possession, and doesn't get cleared on like that or demoed like that. But those are definitely ways to start thinking of ways you can play for each other without playing for each other, if that makes sense. You don't have to be physically with them, like with your teammate, to be able to play with your teammate. Being able to calm like how much time they have, one on, just rotating, doing your rotations and making sure you're also looking on the field and you're telling each other information about what you see. Don't worry about like if you call an information and they know. If you know, that's okay. Let them come to you. You want that information because you have to think about it. If it comes to the point where you don't know, and they're not calling it because maybe you're just like, oh well, I knew that. Well, maybe they assume that you know it now. Well, you don't want to get into the habit of that kind of thing, right? You want to calm information to each other, especially in this kind of environment. Damn, bro, they're peeking. There we go. There we go, Alex. Let's look this back. Let's see how it is. Okay. So this is a different kind of scenario, right? This is the numbers game. Whether you recognize it or not, the only reason why this play works out with your two teammates right there is because you have the numbers game. Both of their opponents are over there on the right, and you know for a fact there's only one guy left. It's a 1v1 scenario. And right here, you can see that Truffle's pointing towards the left, and he's actually going left. He's going for
That's
boost.
exactly why I went for it.
So you know for a fact, if you overcommit on this, you shoot this ball, it's in the net. And you're down one goal, 23 seconds left. What do you have to lose? The game? Bang. So really good awareness on that, and definitely good cut as the offense third man. I think Octane, maybe you need to be a little bit more careful. Trust that your teammates can cover you here, and stop trying to be so aggressive on this. Yeah, you could have maybe gotten a shot here, but Alex had a better shot. 100%. You just want to make sure you're getting out and you're covering for his loss, because the last thing you want to do is just be so close. And let's say he faked going for boost, he turned early and he gets a save. Well, if you're right here, Tyler's right here, and Alex is right here, there's no one playing for this side of the field, which is the most likely scenario outcome if they were to recover. So to cover for that, instead, you would do honestly, I would just rotate for this big boost, because 23 seconds left. If he gets that hit to the right, now you have 100 boost to cut back in and keep it offensive. So stuff to think about, just for future times like that. But in that play, it didn't matter. Alex had the beat, so what the hell? I know for a fact Alex just shit his pants right here.
Yeah, it's not the read that I had, and then I just tried to 50, and he didn't hit it either, so
Oh no!
it worked out.
You gotta be careful of that, Alex. I know it's tempting, but you gotta be careful of that. You don't want to overcommit too much. But if you're gonna play for a quick 1-2 play like that, you need to make sure you're playing for it correctly. Put yourself a little bit more over onto these pads. And go for this pad right here, and then go forward with the play. But putting yourself right here to play for a quick rebound is just putting yourself out of position. Plus 12 boosts. There, you're really asking for a lot from your teammate in order to be able to get this kind of goal with 12 boosts. Oh, that's where you got 12 boosts. Even worse.
Yeah, I was expecting him to pass it in front of the net and I'd get a quick redirect.
It's you just can't overcommit like that, especially when it's like the last few seconds. But it obviously depends, right? 1-2, and then there's a third man back. But that third man's a lot closer to the ball than Tyler. You just need to recognize that and go, okay, that's not a play I can do. The next thing you need to think about is covering for Octane, because we know Octane's going to push up. It's fine if you're trying to be a little more aggressive. It's just Tyler's not in a spot to make that aggression um, mean anything. I just mean that by the fact that he got a 50 there. His recovery just puts him way far away from the ball, and that's not his fault. It's just how the 50 ended up going. So you just need to recognize there's a lot of space between him and the ball, and it's more than likely he's going to get it. So you just play for the lost outcome of the scenario, and you just rotate back for pads. And I think you could even rotate for that mid boost and be okay. But you just want to make sure you're making it easier for a counterplay to happen, because you could be here for that play. Like you could have already been there on that play. Because he gets that touch, you're already on this boost going forward, and then he gets that, and you can already maybe hit it off back wall, and then Tyler, you would be probably reading that play by that point, because Alex would be like on your literally on your camera going for this,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
what I
would
was waiting
know.
for.
Yeah, so definitely, Alex, that if you wanted to be more aggressive and faster, that was definitely one of the ways to do it. Is recognizing faster that, hey, I have no more value to add to this play. Tyler's way far away, and there's with 12 boosts, there's nothing you can do. Or actually, it's 0 because it's replay glitch. So recognizing this faster, recognizing, okay, boost, I can get this 100, turning up early because you want to play aggressive. That's fine as long as Tyler's going back, which he is. Octane gets that win. Cool. We're already playing on this side, and we can play for that. Maybe you can go for a shot here, get that angle. Ooh, right in the net. Banger.
Got it.
But I mean, just some things to think about. Just always remember, playing fast doesn't mean holding gas down and holding boost and constantly going. It also means making that decision to leave the play faster to get yourself in a better position to play the next play. And that's an open net. Double commit didn't matter, I guess, but especially because Alex is already back. So I mean, It was an open net no matter what, so I get it. Yeah, there's literally no one there.
Yeah, I'm looking left.
he-
I'm like, okay, if he whiffs this, I'm putting it in.
Yeah, that'd be so weird if he whiffed, right?
It's majors.
No, that'd be so weird if he whiffed. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, it's double insurance.
Yeah. No, but